What's up, Revolution Youth? It's Trey. I got asked to do the 5 minutes of fire thing today. I want to thank Brother Haney and Devin for giving me the opportunity to speak. Once again, I've said it hundreds of times. I'll say it 100 more times. I miss you guys extremely. I can't wait to get back to church and be able to have real Bible studies and be able to really worship with you guys and pray with you guys. I hope that we are all spending this time as best as we can. I've been able to use this time to really be able to read my Bible and come up with some new things that I feel like will help me. My title for today is Who's in Your Boat? I'm going to be coming from Luke chapter 5, starting at verse 1. And it came to pass that as the people pressed upon him to hear the word of God, he stood by the lake and saw two ships standing by the lake. But the fishermen were gone out of them and were washing their nets. And he entered into one of the ships, which was Simon's, and prayed him that he would thrust out a little from the land. And he sat down and taught the people out of the ship. Large people, so far in chapter 5, large people had gathered together to hear Jesus' teaching. They want to hear his word. And so Jesus entered into Simon Peter's ship so that he could have somewhere to teach them at. And then in verse 4, he says, Now when he had left speaking, he said unto Simon, Launch out into the deep, and let down your nets for a draught. And Simon answering and said unto him, Master, we have toiled all the night, and have taken nothing. Nevertheless, at thy word, I will let down the net. Now in verse 4, we see that Jesus tells Simon, let down your net. He didn't tell Simon what was going to happen when he let down his net. But he told Simon, let down your net. And Simon had a choice right here. He had a choice to either believe God, have faith in God, or he had a choice to, I know what I'm doing. I'm a fisherman. I've had really many fish, so I'm not going to let my net down. Simon Peter decided to let his net down. And when he had decided to let his net down, in verse 6, and when they had did this, they enclosed a great multitude of fishes, and their net brake. In verse 6, he listened to Jesus, he let down his net, and he has a multitude of fishes. What I really want to talk about is in verse 7. And they beckoned unto their partners, which were in the other ship, that they should come and help them. And they came and filled both the ships, so that they began to sink. Now, in verse 7, we see that they had so many fish that Simon Peter actually asked some other disciples to come and help him because it was a lot. It was very busy. And when he did this, his blessing became the blessing for other people. When we have Jesus in our boat, it's very easy for the blessings that we have to rub off on other people, and they also get blessings. And that's why I think in this time, especially in this time, we have to make sure that we stay connected with God and to the church, because we never know who's going to receive a blessing just because we have Jesus in our boat. But thinking of it from another perspective, and this is what I feel like the Lord told me, is that we have to make sure that we have friends that have Jesus in their boat. Thinking of it from the other people's perspective, they had no idea that this was going to happen. They were doing their own thing. They were actually, in verse 2, they were washing their nets. They were getting ready to call it a day. They was getting ready to start over tomorrow and redo it. But Simon Peter, Jesus in his boat, ended up having a blessing for many other people. And then not only was it enough for Simon Peter, but it was enough for the entire disciples where their ship almost began to sink. It's really important that we have people in our lives that have Jesus in their boat, because not all the time do we see things the way that we should see them. And that's why I miss you guys so much, is because I know that multiple people in our church, and especially in our youth group, have Jesus in their boat. And so you guys see things that maybe I don't see, or I see things that maybe you guys don't see. We need each other. We need people in our lives that have Jesus in their boat, so that way their blessings can rub off on us. Once again, I miss you guys. I love you guys. I hope this word was encouraging for you all. I can't wait to get back to church with you guys and be able to worship and actually get out of the house and do something. I love you all, and I thank you for listening.